about that time again. Freaking, what's the word? Looking for it. Bo, stop licking your crotch in my spot. Move, go. Get up. Lay down. And don't lick me after you licked your crotch. That's weird. Go away. It's weird. That's why I farted in your general vicinity, Bo, because... We'll go high speed, how long can we last in the subway? Alright, so what do we want to do? We want a motorcycle or a really fast car? Because motorcycle can actually last, and those things that can actually turn and go down there, so alright, that's what I'm going to do. Safety first. Always wear a helmet. Last a second. Man, that. Oh. All right. Right out.
What the hell? Wow, massive! Hey! Whatever. I can't believe it. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah, this is not America. People do not go around brandishing freaking AK-47. I don't give a shit what kind of thing you're talking about. You don't brandish AK-47s because of with police work or security work. I mean, yeah, the military does that. That's cool. But if they do it, they'll get questioned by like any police officer that's around. And yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I'm freaking I'm a risk taker, you know? I don't know. It's just high speed, play computer. See how long we can hold a wheelie. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. What's supposed to happen? Alright. Son of a bitch. I thought I was gonna freaking man. Am I going towards something? That's I don't think so. Okay, cool. There we go. That was amazing. Shit. Alright. What's going on, Play CVR? Why are you not watching? Are you just sending messages? Are you a bot? I don't know. Or were you watching and I wasn't paying attention? I don't know. Who cares, right? Alright, so, alright, let's go. Shit. And, so yeah, what's going to be our topic today? Thinking about, I was watched a thing of John Oliver watching, stuff about, like, I like the comedy sometimes, and also too, he has some, like, a couple of good points as far as things go. And, I mean, granted, it's not, like, all, like, basic facts, but... But yeah, it's pretty cool sometimes to watch. I don't think it's like all basic facts, but also I think that sometimes, like, it's like, I mean, I don't know, like, I guess that it speaks to me to go for I guess crisis management when something is aloof, something is amiss, and also to be outraged about some of the things that he speaks about is probably a good thing. So also to son of a bitch. All right, cool. Yeah. Sip my water. All right. But yeah. I've done a lot of things on this channel in the few months that are not even months, maybe months. Oh, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna post on Instagram. All right, okay. So yeah, I just farted, and yeah, it's cool. What's my topic today? Economic development was the thing on the YouTube video that I watched. I only usually watch YouTube videos sometimes. I don't really watch TV that much. It kind of, I don't know. It got me in a pattern to where I wasn't really having most of the stuff that I was actually like I wasn't believing most of the things that I was actually hearing because of the amount of speculation that there was on it. So sometimes I just like to hear the facts, you know. That's it. Like I'll watch the YouTube video, I'll read it on the internet, I'll get emails, and basically the big chunk of the story that is the truth. I usually, and also too the details that are actually there is because I get my news from certain different areas. I do look at the Huffington Post. I do look at other things like that. I do look at InfoWars sometimes because I mean sometimes they have good points but not actually good facts. But I do look at a lot of different news stories, places. PNAS is, I try to get it from as many different sources as possible because, and also too, because there can be things that, some people missed, and let's see, like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's a good topic. All right, okay, sensationalism, okay. uh, sensationalizing something can get it seen if it's a fact, but sensationalizing something for someone else can actually put them in a mood or a state that that can mess up their emotions and be toxic to their personality or anything like that. I'm not saying like it immediately toxic, but I'm saying like metaphorically like not right for what people need to consume as far as news or as far as anything, as far as sensationalizing. I don't really believe in sensationalizing anything, but I do believe in sometimes people don't hear facts sometimes, and sometimes they need to be reminded. But also too, they need to realize the severity of the situation. Like, I mean, there was a shooting earlier in Texas, so I mean, and my heart goes out to that. But also too, it can whenever you kind of see what people are saying about it and how oh, we have news now that blah 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 blah, and I mean, you keep people on the edge of their seat, you're gonna see people overreact in other parts of the world, in other parts of in other parts of the in other parts of the country too. So don't, like, not to say that like I mean, and there are stuff that people cover up and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not one to say that I'm happy living in a world where people cover it up, but I'm happy knowing that that the wrong people don't have information that could possibly hurt us. And people may say like, oh my God, you're feeding into Big Brother, or you're feeding into what things are as far as information terrorism, I guess. But people used to do information terrorism for a very long time, and that's the reason. That's literally the whole reason why I still don't trust religion, because of all the what's the word? All the stories that are basically kept under wraps, because they don't have, until they prove them. Until they prove them, they're not really going to be allowed to be seen by the public. I don't know, or until they're corroborated, I guess. So I don't know. Probably why. But also too, I mean, when a government does get when a government does give too much importance to the lack or the trading of information, that's when I start to not have an interest in it, though. Because I mean, it's not the only thing you're doing. You're not just I mean, granted, I'm breakdancing right now. It's really great. I don't know, just and I do kind of know, but I'm not gonna speculate on me absolutely 100% knowing about something. Like I don't know, just yeah, I say that a lot, but only because I try not to say that I know all the facts, because I don't always know all the facts. Not saying that, but yeah, anything is pretty much subject to change at notice. So if I find out that my government's been poisoning people for centuries, I mean, yeah, I'll have a what's the word? A problem with the part of the government that did that, but not the entire government, because not everyone okayed it. It didn't go through everyone's eyes, because obviously that's the reason why people have that whole thing called clearance and stuff like that. Because in case something goes wrong, they don't blame the entire government, you know? Or in case somebody's doing something fucked up, you know, or selling secrets to the U.S. to anything or to like any government, you know. It's like, yeah, it's like that's the reason why you get paid a lot. It's because in case of shit going to hit the fan, you're probably gonna be the fall guy. So, I'm not like, but yeah, that's also the reason why like people get paid a lot is because they have so much responsibility and responsibility to people. So I really believe in the government, though. I mean, no matter what. So. And even if the does collapse and all those governments collapse, I'm still gonna believe in the fact, yeah, the idea of the government. Because I mean, even if it doesn't pan out, it's still a good idea. So, but yeah, I'm not I'm not too much entranced in the idea of
What you don't see me driving?
what's going on.
Let's go now.
I'm live streaming. Huh? What?
Forgive me, sweetheart.
Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do a trick for you. It's gonna be delicious. Son of a bitch, I didn't land it. Yeah. It was kind of fresh. It was kind of fresh, and then I got stale. Oh my god. Aw, man.
Alright, come on, out! Wait. What the?
Oh wait, I got it. I got an idea. I'ma freaking do this. I'm a boss.
Asshole! No way!
Yeah, you better fucking run, bitch. Alright, here we go. Set these logs on fire, man. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna roll into freaking traffic and it's gonna be tight. Ah, you son of a bitch!
Details, asshole!
Alright, there we go. And let's see what we have done. There we go.
Citizens report MDB south of the Los Angeles Causeway.
Another Viper.
Citizens reporting an attack on a vehicle south of the Los Angeles Causeway.
And also, I mean, if you think about it, like people have gotten like phobias and different things like that, like the basis of my own likes and stuff like that, of what I like to do, how I like to do things, is kind of it's influenced. So I mean, it's influenced by what I see and what I do every day, and so like, I mean, and that can change. So I mean, so eventually like people are gonna see that. And also, I like to think about other stuff. Like I read an article on
Suspect doing 90 miles per hour south of the Los Angeles Causeway.
Applied science. That's what it is. Physics.
Officers report
and
a reckless driver near the Las Causeway.
Yeah, that's what it is. But that's what I kind of and yeah, I've looked at your page. I don't see any like any dang it. Alright. But yeah, I don't see any reason to follow you. 'Cause I'm not into VR a lot. I mean, I really want to get into VR, kind of, but augmented reality. That's the coolest thing that I think about it. I mean, like Google Glass or like Google Watch, like your phone could be like augmented into you see your phone from your eyeball. Like, that would be cool as hell. But other than that, I don't really see any application for it other than son of a bitch. I don't see any real application for VR unless it's like say a military application, bitch. Okay, you know the car really badly. But yeah, I only see application in it with either phones or augmented reality or any
located in pursuit.
you son of a bitch. That would have been, god dang it. But I see a military application. I see as far as a training application for drivers or driving instructors. Also too, like it's basically the reason why I had so many phobias during stuff. It's just I don't know. I just didn't really
Man, that. Oh, shit. When it's mud, fuck there.
No fucking way!
I just don't see much application in like video games because I noticed that it messes with your inner ear and stuff like that. So I don't really think that it would be like, and also I mean it could be training your inner ear to do different things, but also too like you're never gonna get I'd say you're never gonna really get a really great experience, because it's like your eyes will be adjusted to a certain kind of light as far as a certain kind of thing goes, and that's the thing that I'm worried about VR is once your eyes get adjusted to a certain kind of light and it's deprived of that over a long period of time, will you be able to function as far as your eyeballs? I mean, or will there be like a ringing in your ear sometimes when it comes to noise-canceling headphones or something like that? And I put them on. I put noise-canceling headphones on, and there's a ringing in your ear after you take them off because of the fact that your body, your mind is trying to replace the noises that it used to hear, or the noises that made it feel comfortable, basically, because of the fact that it got used to the noises around itself. Like that's the reason why I don't want to use headphones that much, because because you will hear like loud a ringing pitch, or like whenever what's the word no, and that's not your ear resetting or anything like that. That's like your mind basically grasping out for audible, let's say, or audible or audio that it had before it put the headphones on. So that's probably the reasons why those things are kind of because you can't hear the things going on around you, and it's like you can't really hear gun firing that well if you put on noise canceling headphones, and it's weird because you'll see it, and that's the point. Is like I don't really get like sensory deprivation that much. I don't really think that it's a thing for me. You know, it's not a fear or anything like that. It's just I know that it deprives me of certain things. Like they'll keep a noise on while they're putting the headphones on me, and then they'll turn that noise off, and I don't know, like it's just sensory deprivation. It doesn't really scare me, but it just puts me off, I guess, as far as something that I want to keep doing. That's the reason why I want augmented reality, though. Like for instance, you're running or something like that, and you have certain glasses on, and you see a goal to basically run a certain amount of distances, and oh shit. You have a goal of running a certain amount of distance, and that's probably like the main thing. And also, like, they have this movie that I saw, and that wasn't really a movie. It was more like a trailer for a movie. It was more like a short film. It would be like a trailer for any kind of movie. They think that anything that was implanted into your eye could technically be hacked into or put onto on an internet, and then given a virus and make people act a certain way, or make people do some sort of thing, or rewire them as far as their nervous system. I have to let people understand that rewiring an optic nerve cannot make you do any sensory deprivation thing, or cannot deprive you of your senses other than just one eyeball. If it exploded, that's it. But that's like, it's completely and utterly unapplicable because of the fact that it's not even connected to any other nerve. It's connected to the optic nerve through a contact usually. I mean, it's not like it would be able to let people see different colors, and it would train the eye to be able to recognize those colors, and eventually it would be able to rehabilitate people into doing different things. Like people always think that's evil, but they try to set it off to be evil or something like that. And it's like, no, people are making tractor beams, bro. Like they don't give a shit about what other people think, or what a minimalistic sci-fi short whatever tried to demonize it. And yeah, I mean, they think that, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think that like our last generation thought that somehow they'd be able to stave off what they thought was an inevitable apocalypse if they just acted like things didn't exist. Because there was a thought about the 70s, and basically I don't know, like there's evidence to be proven that they've been messing around with certain ideas for a really long time. And that's the whole reason they came up with digital, and like the whole reason they came up with certain things. So I mean, it's like, I don't know. So it's like,
it's just, 50 miles per hour on
it's like, I know that people cover their tracks and try to say that, oh, we didn't come up with anything. Like, yeah, okay. Like, next time I see a product on the market that's selling for like 200, 300 bucks a pop, and you're making $1 million a year, I'm gonna put two and two together, bro. That was really easy, the last one. Alright.
Dispatch, Eagle Force heading to the location. Over.
I'm sorry, I wasn't wearing a helmet. I gotta put a helmet on. Oh, jeez, man. There we go. Now I won't get shot by any bullets. Alright, but yeah, thinking about economic development and what I really want to do as far as, or what I really want to say as far as that stuff goes, it's basically what you make it, kind of, and realize that there were so many different ideas that people could have done. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's like, yeah, that. Realize that that there were so many ideas before the invention of digital, and the fact that everyone uses a phone makes everyone know that, like, you're easily hacked into, easily, like so easily, and the whole, like, I don't know. It says photo unavailable. I was like, when someone tells me that, I didn't. Let's see. I gotta. Okay, it says. Okay, I'm messaging someone on Instagram right now. Hold on. But yeah, I think that that economic development has a lot to do with the way that things are going to go, as far as things that people think are going to happen, and the way that I guess the way that they're going to happen. But and I think that that everyone should, or not everyone, but I think that people should start looking into I'd say changing something about themselves to be able to like to say that, like, you know, like just because you're getting a chance to do something really good, get a chance to do something really good, and see the way that it makes you feel, or see the way that it makes you do something, because you'll start to change your attitude and what you think about other things and stuff like that. Like, whatever opinions you have, start to kind of melt away, and you'll realize that, I mean, there are really only a few things that you need to understand: is be a good person and don't do fucked up things, and also to if you're not keen on your survival, then this country will fizzle out. Like, I'm just saying, it will. Like, there's no stopping it if people actually just don't want it to be anymore, or if there are enough people that cause riots in every city to be able to do something and say something that, oh, and yes, anyone can be president, then that's the whole point about our country, is because we always are looking for new opinions. Always. Always. And that's the point, is anyone rioting right now, if they are citizens, then they could become presidents if they were born in this country. Or maybe their sons or daughters. That's the point, is people want to think about the now and the moment, and no one wants to think about the future. And that's the point, is that's what happens when you get with terrorism and stuff like that. So, and yeah, so but yeah, understand that but yeah, I'm not really into VR, so I'm not like, and also too, people are gonna realize soon that their influence means nothing. So it just means that people stop telling them stuff. Yeah, that's what that means. Like, it's like whenever you're like I don't know, like whenever you're like that's the point. It's like do you really think in in Hitler's regime, he's like every single thing he wanted to do was just kill Jews? No, he didn't want to kill Jews. He wanted to undermine their power in society. He wanted to make sure that they had some sort of disease that they could be contagious to, and that's what they were doing with science. They weren't trying to just kill someone or anything. They weren't trying to just kill anyone. They were trying to undermine their complete and utter control in society. So that's what they were doing. That's what the exact form of what they were doing and everything. And that's why they were running all those newsletters and stuff like that. You think they wanted to kill they just wanted to kill Jews? Because that's basically what turns them into martyrs in their eyes, basically. Because that's what it does. It turns people into martyrs when you kill them, and they have a righteous something or another, and it sometimes actually works against you. So that's what they do. That's what they say. They villainize them and say that they were evil and oh, they were all like. And also, Hitler wasn't the only one to do it. It's only because they were able to save money and do different things in certain situations. They were taught as a young age to hide their wealth, and that's probably because people would steal it. So, I mean, people would steal wealth of any kind, basically, back in the day. So, shit was fucking crazy, and everyone was crazy. so like, religious nuts and crazy people, and even though people didn't have a religion, or if they did have a religion, then that's the point. And also, too, Judaism is actually the closest thing to evolution that, I mean, not as far as metaphorically goes. It's like one of the closest things to evolution that anyone has actually ever even noticed as far as a religion goes. I mean, granted, it's still not a great religion because I don't believe in it or practice it at all. Because I mean, but also too, saying that there is a God that is vengeful and that is selfish and things like that. And they have to understand that that's the way the world is sometimes. But understand too that that mode of thinking is what got people into certain ways of not trusting each other, and also too, it made people think that that just because of someone's background or history, that they would start to think back into a certain primordial, primitive sort of way of thinking, as far as like preservation of self, basically. I've noticed that, and I'm gonna turn this radio off here. But that's the point. Is people are gonna have to learn to evolve past that, I guess, and see past their own patterns and realize that they're animalistic. Not saying that anyone is an animal or reducing anyone to a different pay rate just because of their thoughts and actions. I mean, actually, well, technically yes, but not reducing them to a different pay rate just because of what they believe in themselves, like, or what they believe in others. Like, because and altruistically, religion can be good as long as there are good people in it. But so yeah. Oh shit, I don't do that. But yeah, that's the reason why, shit. But yeah, people started to realize, like, I mean, like back in the 80s and 70s and stuff like that, like, say for instance, technology has expanded our communication, our thinking, our expansive resources, I guess, in a certain way that have been very beneficial to everything that we think about. And back in the 70s and 60s, people didn't even think about that stuff. Like, people didn't think about different things, like, on the regular. Like, they thought about how they were going to get through the day by going to do stuff. But also, too, realizing that people did things in a certain way, like, because of the way that the world was changing. Like, back in the day, people did certain things in a way, like, they just did it because they thought it was tradition or something like that. But in actuality, it was morphed and pretty much molded by the way that we thought about technology back in the day. So I mean, so it's like there are people that are living life, and there are people that are realizing that life is not a battle, but it is a competition. And in life, if you don't feel as though that competition is right for you, then eventually you falter. You know? Like, that's the point about life. And I think that people start to think that, and we kind of thought that I say urban development or any kind of development in our own city is supposed to be, let's say, like, it's steadfast and true or something like that. like steadfast and unwavering. It is true, obviously, always true. Like true tried and true, sort of thing like that. But thinking in the fact that that the notion of why should we have a steadfast and true model of our own society when in actuality our society changes constantly. So I think that should be the inspiration to the next person out there trying to make something or do something with themselves. Realize that everything changes with abrupt just fashion constantly. Realize that everything constantly just changes, and people don't understand that there are certain things to be like, I'd say, like, not afraid of, but respect, and the fact that those things are still here. It's like the water that was around since the beginning of frickin' creation. I mean, not creation, but since the creation of our, not considered creation, since the what's the word? Since the iota of scientific elemental mixing / birth, basically, of our world. Realize that realize that everything is changing. So why not try to constantly be able to make changes to what our society sees as normal? And if we don't see the inspiration of what change has affected us with, or if we don't see the inspiration that we should change ourselves because of what the world is changing, or we should think differently, and eventually in thinking differently we will change ourselves. Son of a bitch. Is that my motorcycle gone? Oh, okay, cool. Realizing that eventually everything changes. Like, eventually the world will go back to CO2 and it won't be as cold. That eventually the poles don't shift, okay? If we are spinning and we spin out of control, then we lose our gravitational pull against the sun and we die. Poles don't shift, alright? Alright? Because okay, to the velocity of what we are spinning, to the velocity of what we are spinning, if something was to lose gravitational force, it would mean our planet was dying and was losing power because we were slipping slowly closer to the edge of the universe. Because that's basically what power does. If you can say that, like, oh my God, nobody knows where electricity comes from. It's like, it comes from within the Earth, and it comes from all around us. Tesla found it. He was like, we're constantly surrounded by electricity, guys. Did you know this? And I mean, Tesla found it, but he didn't really like completely realize that, you know what, some people might have a problem with this because I mean, granted, most great minds aren't usually up to times or the societal structure, but realizing that people would have a problem with it because they wouldn't have any tools of influence, because sometimes that just because there is a tool of influence, there is a reason for influence. I guess there are good ways and there are bad ways to use it, and that's kind of the reasons why I think about certain things, because of, I guess, of influence, but also to realizing that constantly changes. I think that I know that that what people should actually think about is the way that their world is constantly changing underneath their feet. And I don't care about that either. But the way that their world is constantly changing underneath their own mental processes, and realize that you should make a forum or a business plan or even a plan at all on the fact that it will constantly change and there will be everything will be subject to it. Son of a bitch! I should have hit brakes. Alright. But yeah, that's the point, is, I guess. And also too, I mean, oh man, it's hard to say that there's a state of emergency because, technically speaking, there always a state of emergency. Statistically, there are 40 different serial killers in our nation, or in any nation, at any given moment, or potential serial killers. I don't think that factors in potential, but also statistically speaking, there are, I'd say, some odd disasters that people actually do plan for. And I guess people don't understand is, what the biggest thing that people don't understand is like, I mean, eventually that's the point of pretty much all of this, is realizing that the planet is moving shit because it doesn't like us sometimes. You have to realize that the planet is alive. Why the fuck would all this shit be moving around? It can't just be because of the velocity. It can't just be because of the velocity. It can't be. It's alive, dude. It's not. It's fucking alive. Why would the ground be moving underneath your feet? Why would there constantly be fires? Like, constantly. Oh my gosh, it just flew. That was amazing. But like, I don't know. I just constantly think sometimes that people don't understand shit. And people think that, like, because I'm up north, it's like, it only gets like 35 degrees. It's like, yeah. It's like also that it's like really, really hard for you to breathe sometimes. It's really, really hard for you to feel your extremities sometimes. It's like, it's slowly killing everyone off if we don't learn how to survive on it. So, I mean, it's slowly just like picking at everyone's like heartstrings sometimes too. I have schizoaffective disorder, man. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? Nobody comes up with a goddamn definition for it. Everyone just thinks that it's just like, oh, he thinks kind of weird sometimes. the fuck, man. Like, but also to realize that I was amazing. I was in a really cool jump, and but yeah, where the hell did my motorcycle go? There it is. But realize that it's like if you constantly wait for a guidance, or I'm not saying that God is a lie, but yeah, I mean, it kind of is if you think about it. Because if God was actually a real thing, or something, then he'd interject all the time. Okay? Because not only was he, if he was real, then he would be interjecting on his own investment. Because that's the only way that this would be an actual plausible thing. Is if or God would be a plausible thing, is if he was just working on his investment and pretty much he would bring the world the peace, because peace is always good for business. Always. And yes, even in the gun business, you'll actually sell more guns in a time of peace to civilians than you ever will when it's a time of war. Because people are constantly working around and they'll constantly look for guns that are scavenged, and you won't sell anything to any like random person just because they're like, oh, it's like $3,000. It's like, fuck that. I can go steal one off a dead body if it's wartime. Basically what happens. I mean, like, it's always good for business for peace. You know, it's always been good for business for peace, and that's basically what I'm about. I mean, I'm not saying that anything's good or bad, and I'm not saying that people are good or bad by interjection or by just constant thing or good or evil or something like that. That's for people to decide, but it's for a committee to decide and for one person to judge. We made it. We made that up. We do that. It's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to come up with a good way to frickin'... That was awesome. We're supposed to come up with a good way to frickin' to judge each other on certain merits and certain past demerits and stuff like that. So, I don't know. But also too, don't even think that we're the only freaking life forms out here. Don't ever think that we're the only life forms out. Don't ever think it. Because if you think it, then one day you'll be like, oh, I was, and then you get stomped by a titan. Oh shit! That was awesome. See, that's what happens when you get too freaking or you get bit by a zombie because you were walking too slow and shit. Yeah, it's like, realize that shit is plausible, okay? And if it exists in nature, then at some point it probably existed within us too. And just because there's no history of something, just because there's no written history of someone doing something or someone saying something, then it doesn't mean it didn't happen before. It doesn't mean the moon couldn't have been closer to the entire Earth, because obviously they crashed into each other at some point or another, so they had to be closer at some point. Realize that though it doesn't seem like things are plausible, it doesn't seem like things are real, it doesn't seem like physics can explain it, because sometimes physics can't explain it. But no matter what, I will never believe in God or the devil, because that shit's just a fucking fight waiting to happen. It's a fight. Why would you believe in a fight? Believing in UFC, that's it. Believing in somebody who's demonized and someone who's not demonized. Because that dude almost took steroids that one time, and then I just don't believe in him anymore. And then that other guy was like, oh my god, I didn't take steroids, I never have. But he actually, on the secret, or on the down low, probably is taking steroids, but you don't know it. So, it's like, that's basically what God and the devil are. It's like two dudes vying for power. Basically like politics. Probably a personified political storm of vengeance or a coup or something. And I don't know, just blame shit, you know? Blame shit, people being assholes to each other. And doing terrible things. Because terrible things are a fucking, like, are a given sometimes in some places. Because, oh, that's just the way he does things. It's like, no, you've accepted the fact that people do fucked up things, but you've accepted the fact that that guy can do fucked up things and not get fucking blamed for it. That can be in any situation. So, and also I watched a lot of John Oliver, so, it's, but also realize that, that people are stupid. They accept things willingly sometimes. They do things that are stupid because of their pervertedness or dumbness or idiocies. Because, I mean, they try to, what's the word? Justify someone's delinquencies because of their merits. Or because of their... Because of them doing something cool. It's like, oh, that guy used to be a cannibal and eat and rape people a lot, but now he's a priest and he's just the best guy. It's like, yeah, he doesn't want to be blamed for all the shit that he did. It's like, obviously he'd make a fucking better thing because he doesn't have his armies anymore. It's like, yeah, that's basically it. But realize that just because they're that way, do you want them to stop what they're doing? Or do you want them to not exist? Think about it before you go into it, and think about it before you say a word about it too. Whatever you do. Because just because he can be held accountable for his actions, you can be held accountable for the words you say against him. Even if they're proven to be not true or anything. Or if he's just a fucking drunk asshole who does stupid fucking shit that he doesn't remember. And so he might have gotten abused when he was a young child and blamed it on everyone and everything around him. So just think about it, you know? Think about it before you say a word to someone, and think about it before you change things. And that's like the way that I think that our development needs to be seen. Is like everyone at some point was a victim. It's like there have been 400 years of people getting their fucking asses handed to them. But there was more than 1 billion years of people actually going at each other's throats. And cutting each other and slicing each other's throats. And killing each other in their sleep. And we've evolved past that. Isn't that cool? Wow. That's a thing. Oh my god, dude. That's so great. We evolved past all that bullshit. Because we don't do that shit anymore, do we? No.
What is this shit?
Do we? Really? Do we still do that? Oh, damn. That's because people are fucking stupid still. Oh, man. Just be better. Don't be stupid. And also think better, too. Think better than what you think is going to happen. But think of what might happen. Think about what you might need. Because speculative is the only thing that there ever was or ever is or ever will be. Unless we're actually looking at a goddamn real picture or a laser image of a satellite that is telling us that this is what's going to happen. Or might happen. Or will happen. And also realize that whenever there's a hurricane and it's going to hit either Mississippi or Louisiana or Florida, Florida's always saying it's Louisiana. Mississippi's always fucked. Or Georgia, or Florida's saying that it's gonna hit Georgia, or and Louisiana is always saying it's gonna hit somewhere else. One of the other four. Realize that it's all speculative. Like no matter what, it's like you don't know if shit's gonna hit the fan or shit's not gonna hit the fan. You only have experience of what the history has played itself out to be. So realize that you have to plan for absolutely everything. If I buy a house, I'm going to be a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. And I want to buy my house with, like, steel struts. Granted, I'm probably going to sink into the ground a few inches. But I'm probably going to have to get, I'm either going to have to get, I'm going to have to find the best soil. And for that, I'm probably going to need a pH guy. So, or a satellite imagery. I don't know, you know, just, I don't live in a situation where, I mean, like, I'm not constantly bombarded with bullshit, I guess. And that's probably the reason why I think about it, but I'm not able to experience it or understand it as fully as somebody who actually has. But also, too, I mean, I'm not nearly as crazy as that person who has a gun and then decides to shoot that gun at the floor and then jump and act like they just flew for a minute. I don't know. Maybe they're just doing that because they think they're badass if they hold a gun. But also, too, realize that you're not a man if you hold a gun. You are about to die, or about to kill something, or someone, and that's stupid. Unless you're going to eat that something, or that someone is threatening your life immediately and will not back down. Because that's self-defense. So. And I can say a whole bunch of different stuff about what I've done or how I've done stuff, and it's really stupid because I've made mistakes, and I can't say that I've like, I can't say that I've noticed I guess a lot of changes in my behavior, but I guess I don't know. I guess I get away with something, and that's like, I get away with being stupid sometimes, and that's not for every case, but every case or everything that I've been in, or by far a majority, because obviously, I mean, I'm a little bit more, I'd say knowledgeable. I like to study because I noticed that wasn't the thing that anyone else was doing. No one else was doing, and I'm like, that needs to be done. And I thought that I could turn that into a business eventually, but then I just realized that I could be smart. So, and also too that also makes me kind of cool. Sometimes. Shit! There's like no chance for you living. But yeah, realize that it's gonna change. Realize that there are constant there are constant changes in what people and things do, and what people are, as far as really cute. Anyways, I was talking about a girl from Rooster Teeth. I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want it to be plugged or plug anyone, but they're good. But yeah, that's like, that's the way I feel about that stuff. And, I mean, it seems that like I may not feel that way all the time, but I mean, it's pretty much all the time. stupid stuff. Because I don't pay people to yell in my ear. You alright, Brandon? Alright. Yeah. The freaking side of some shit. Huh? What? No. And I'm in no way taking up for, like, when I say that we're all victims, I'm not saying that you should take up for people who are doing stupid shit or saying stupid things. I'm saying that, I'm saying that, I'm saying that you shouldn't, I'm saying that you shouldn't, I'd say, like, I'd say, what's the word, don't villainize people before you see what they've been through. If they've had nothing their entire lives, sometimes people can villainize that too. If they've had, like, no emotion, if they've had nothing but, oh, that's fucked up. That was even that high of a jump. Oh, that's right. I probably should have put that back wheel down first. Oh, let's see, to change the scenery. Oh, no. Okay, let's see if we can go do some night flights or something. No, Brandon just asked me that. No, I haven't seen it. It's in your room, probably.
No, I gave it to him last night down, like, before I moved downstairs because I went upstairs to bed.
The last I saw of it, Brandon was pouring it out in the sink. That's the last I saw of it. Yay. Those windmills. Happy windmills. So happy. Alright. See here. my alarm. Hopefully I land in the water. That did not land in the water. But yeah, if you're not a robot play CVR, then that's cool. I'm not gonna watch a whole bunch of your videos, but if you're gonna subscribe or something like that, or if I can subscribe to you. I mean, I didn't subscribe before, but who knows? If you start making personal videos and stuff like that too, then that'll be cool. But other than that, I think you are an ad.
Oh my God!
So,
Keep coolio, baby. It's
I want
just
to
a
share my message board, but I don't feel like it because of the fact that that's the whole reason why people do ads in the first place. In some cases, they either do ads to be able to be seen or to be able to make someone not seen, or to make something not seen so people won't interact. And that's the reason why I'm leaving that up, because that's the fact is I want people to interact with me, and I think that's cool. And I think it's funny when I mess up on video games, because I think it's cool to shit when people actually do acknowledge me. Bam! I fuck up no matter what, so it's funny.
What is this bullshit?
And yes, I know there will be trolls out there eventually if I do start getting trending at all, but I think that'll be funny too, because it does not text to speech or anything like that, and I don't really have that app right now, so I think it's funny because, oh shit, I wanted to jump that. Ah, it's so bad. But yeah, I guess text to speech is pretty funny, but I don't really like condone any of that stuff. I'm not saying that it's not, that I haven't laughed at it before, but I mean the idea of them completely taking over my channel and me not being able to talk about what I kind of want to talk about, I just don't find that appealing that much, you know. I don't hate it or anything like that. I'm just like, wow, really? Seeing a robot to do dirty work? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that would have been so cool.
This is total bullshit.
Ah, I was like, I've been waiting to do that for so long. But then I friggin', I don't have to freaking get a motorcycle. I'm gonna get a motorcycle and do it.
Whoa! Too close!
Alright. I don't care about that. Anyways, let's do this.
Sorry about that.
Let's do this. I'm gonna do double backflip, I think.
Citizens report.
And then I'm gonna jump off
Pedestrian
right
involved
before I
accident
hit the
north of
ramp. I think I'm about to hit.
Santos
And
International
no, I'm
Airport.
fucked. This sucks. This sucks. I'm not gonna be able to make it as a freaking thing. Alright, and I'm not gonna even be able to make a
10-8.
on the free. God dang it, this sucks. I'm gonna die. Or I'm gonna like hit the ground and not be able to. Or I'm gonna do a 360. Let's do a 360. Oh man, come on, do it. Yep, died. All right. So, but yeah, send me your thoughts about what you think about any of those things. All right. So, but yeah, I don't believe in any of that religion bullshit. Because I mean, if you believe in God, you believe in the devil. If you believe in the devil, then you believe in God. So it's stupid. It's dumb. Either way, it's like a catch-22 that no one has ever solved in the entire history of anything. It's like, oh yeah, totally, I believe in the devil. But then, do you believe that God exists? Oh, I don't believe in God. Why don't you believe in God? You believe in the devil? They're in the same book. In the same book, it's all encompassing. There's like awesome monsters in there. Why don't you believe in those things? It's like, oh, I still believe in the devil. It's cool. Like, I think people are just doing it because it's cool. So, yeah. So, I don't get into fads very much. No matter how, if they last for millions and millions of years. I don't get into fads just because it lasts for longer than a quarter century, or than a few centuries. It doesn't matter. It's a footnote on the point of what people actually think about themselves. Jesus was a terrorist. The government was terrible. Everyone was terrible. I hate religion. Muhammad was questionable at best because his motives were probably either paid for or paid against a government, and it had to do with government. So why would it have anything to do with religion? Because government and religion aren't supposed to be connected at all. They're supposed to be like, hey, you don't do bad shit, and that'd be cool. Or hey, if you do bad shit, then don't do a lot of bad shit. Just do a little bit of bad shit, and then you have like drinking and stuff like that. That's fun. Don't drive. If you drive, then you're gonna get pulled over by a cop car. Had to pay money. Yeah. But also too, realize that the bad guys become the good guys very often in so many things, or so many different ways, that eventually they'll realize that they're on the top for a reason, and they have to regulate things without actually doing any work, because they have to put things in place to be able to make sure people don't fuck shit up, and try to fuck shit up because they work on a model, and you know, that kind of stuff. So eventually, pretty much every single bad guy becomes a good guy, no matter what they're doing, no matter how they're doing it. And if they think that oh, you can turn people into stupid shit, it's like, that's why cartoons are there, you know? That's why cartoons are available. It's because it is to give people a fucked up imagination about what actual bad things and good things are, and then to make them believe certain things, you know? Like, oh my god, it can happen to anyone. Great. It's like, that's American dream. Cartoons and anime, and I mean, it could happen to anyone, but I mean, it's just to keep that possibility alive, you know? Things could happen to anyone. People could get $1 million. I could get $1 million and then stop doing this because I don't care. Because I'm pretty much saying things that people have already realized and already know in public eye. So, whatever.
Come on, bro. Time to move.
And I'm only really doing this for myself. So, I mean, if other people want to be my friend and help, and not help, but I mean, not help in the fun that I'm having, or mess me up, or do something stupid, or say something dumb. I mean, I choose to say nothing racist, but I've laughed at racist stuff before because racial comedy is kind of funny sometimes. When it is ironic, sometimes. Racial comedy can be funny. Because, I mean, racists do it all the time. People do it all the time. Say that, but also too, think about it for a second and say you're only commenting on the fact that people have, what's the word? What's the word? How do you say it? And I'm saying this for like, it's like eventual comedy gold. The way they, what's the word? Yes. Evolved within and around the elements. And how generationally they fuck each other to look different. Alright. And also, realize that racial humor is just one individual's experience with what they've had. If two people have the same experience, it means that two individual people have had that experience more than once. Or 2 times. You know. I'm gonna go run on some hills. It's gonna be tight as shit. But also too, like if you don't like let's do it like think differently. Like I say for instance you have a boss, okay? And that boss is like, hey, see that guy over there? Huh, right? It's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, ever had a boss and you're just like, see that guy over there? And yeah, that's Kevin Hart comedy, but a Kevin Hart-esque comedy. But also, I'm like, kind of like, you know, shut the fuck up with that bullshit. I don't give a shit that doesn't give me a job, but guess what? I don't give a fuck, because I'm already on disability, bitches. It's not has anything to do with other stuff, it just has stuff to do with the fact that I don't care about people's racism or racial divides, because it doesn't matter to me. And I can say in this chair that it doesn't make, in this couch, that it doesn't mean anything to me right now. But when people start threatening me, or threatening my livelihood, and say that they're, oh, I'm a different person than you, and then they they want to stab me or something, I'll be like, no stabby. I don't know. Son of a bitch! And also too, I mean, I've hated people in the world, so I'm just like, but also too, I'm not really like always about hating people, because it's just dumb. You can't really hate someone, but you can be annoyed by them constantly, like the way they do things, or the things they do, or the way they like things. Like, I don't like the way that they like things. Really mean. But you know what? Sometimes it happens. And also too, like, to the person who I got my leg broke. I mean, that was like completely accidental though. So I mean, although I mean I may be some completely naive. I mean, think about it. Those opinions can change. If people were to say that that was different, then yeah, I'd probably believe them. But I like to think with, what's the word? Give people the benefit of the doubt. You know, because I don't want to punch. I like punching bags. That's like, I like practice. It's fun. It's like, that's practice, and all I want to do is practice. I don't want to really punch someone in the face. It's stupid. It's stupid to do that. Because unless you have like a badge or a thing to do that, or a license to do that, because I mean, and you make millions and millions of dollars, why would I want to do that? It's not making me any money. This is stupid. It's dumb. I like getting in shape, you know, like doing stuff, like making shape stuff, you know, like getting in like exercise and stuff like that. But And that's the reason why. Like, I'm about to get a freaking. I didn't get my card yet, so I have to call those people again and probably give them my information, even though I don't feel like giving them my information because I don't think it's actually real. Yeah. Like, I recently got or recently wanted to get a free membership at a gym, and also this card that I would get, they promised that I would get it's just patrolling. That's retarded. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I should have jumped out. That would have been really fun. But yeah, that's the reason why. And I don't think I explained that right. I wanted to get a card for free gym membership, and I was just like, yeah, gym membership. And I was just like, what? Gym membership? So either I let my information out to someone who's probably used it against me, or they just didn't give me my card. So or something got lost in translation or something like that. So I'm gonna go get some food. What's up, Bo? This is my landlord's doggy. Oh, what the doggy? Putting his head on my chest. Don't lick me, please. You've just been licking your entire crotch area. That's nasty. Alright. So, in conclusion, don't be a dick. Don't be stupid. Prepare. Be a good person. Yes, be a good person. And watch all the stuff that I do, because I'm on YouTube. No, you don't have to watch anything I do. I don't give a shit. This is for me. Yeah, that's right. It's been game therapy. It's Joe, Bomb Squad. Thank you. Bye. Oh wait, what did I do? Yeah, okay, I did the wrong thing.